well, the weather is lousy. It is meant more for ducks and football than it is for human beings. However, not a better way to get things started and let you know it's the postseason than sloppy weather in the beginning of November. From Swarthmore College, home of the Garnet, it's Centennial Conference playoff action. First round of the conference tournament as the Fords of Haverford enter into Clothier Field to take on the Garnet of Swarthmore. Good afternoon, everyone. Darryl Doe is back with you here on the Garnet Sports Network. Sloppy track out here. A lot of balls are going to skid. A lot of players are going to skid. But it just adds to the interest as the 4th and 5th seeds, Garnet and Haverford, get ready to do battle here. The winner will take on top seed Johns Hopkins on the 5th. The loser has its season end. From Clothier Field on the campus of Swarthmore College, it is playoff field hockey on a day meant more for ducks and football. Field hockey takes center stage as, thanks to an upset just a couple days ago, the Garnet of Swarthmore, 4th seed in the Centennial Conference, get ready to take on 5 seed, the Haverford Fords. Good afternoon. Darryl Doe with you here. Glad to be back on the Garnet Sports Network, getting ready for what should be a very fun contest. And to show who the combatants are going to be, I turn it over to Josh Throckmorton, our PA announcer.
Good afternoon, field hockey fans, and welcome to Clothier Field Stadium here on the campus of Swarthmore College for the 2021 Centennial Conference Championship. Today's opening round matchup is between the visiting number 5 seeded Haverford College Fords and the number 4 seeded Swarthmore College Garnet. Umpires for today's match will be Jennifer DeLuca and Judy Yerfkowski. And now let's meet the teams. First, today's non-starters for the visiting Haverford College Fords. It's a sophomore midfielder number 1, Zora Dahlman. A first-year forward number 3, Ileana Rodriguez. A sophomore midfielder number 4, Claire Fleming. The first-year forward number 5, Amy Kim. Sophomore forward number 6, Allison Kubel. Junior forward number 7, Rebecca Donahue. The sophomore forward number 8, Anna Bradley. The sophomore defender number 17, Margaret Martin. The first-year midfielder number 20, Zoe Despinis. The junior midfielder number 21, Sophie Frem. The first-year midfielder number 22, V. Lee. The junior defender number 26, Lexi Stryker. The first-year goalkeeper number 96, Mary Smith. And the sophomore goalkeeper number 97, Annika Klein. And now let's meet the starting lineups for the visiting Fords. Senior midfielder number 2, Keishla Sanchez. Junior midfielder number 9, Anna Kern. Senior forward number 10, Ravenel Davis. Senior defender number 11, Caroline Channel. Senior defender number 12, Sophia Mercado. Senior defender number 14, Julie Post. Junior defender number 15, Olivia Ahart. Junior midfielder number 16, Delaney Snowden. Junior forward number 19, Dahlia Burko. First-year defender number 24, Rachel Marlin. And in net for the visitors, it's goalkeeper number 98, Hannah Rowe. The forwards are assisted by Chardonnay Hope, Nicole McCrate, Jen Berto, and Aliana Vale. Head coach for the visiting Fords is Jackie Cox. And now for the home team, the Swarthmore College Garnet. First, non-starters. Sophomore forward number 1, Jackie Crowley. Sophomore defender number 3, Delaney Hawkins. First-year midfielder number 4, Sophia Hitchingham. Junior defender number 6, Fiona Heaps. Sophomore midfielder number 7, Alexandra Kelleher. Senior forward number 8, Heidi Van Voris. Sophomore forward number 17, Brooke Finlay. First-year forward number 20, Brooke Leibowitz. First-year forward number 21, Elizabeth Zack. Sophomore defender number 22, Amanda Ressler. Sophomore forward number 24, Devin Atherton. Sophomore defender number 25, Anna Stankowski. And first-year goalkeeper number 33, Victoria Kimmel. Starting lineups for the home team today. The first-year defender number 2, Grace Fuselier. Senior defender number 5, Chelsea Semper. First-year forward number 9, Catherine Cohn. Junior forward number 10, Martina Campbell. Sophomore midfielder number 11, Deborah Kim. Junior midfielder number 12, Grace Twitchell. Junior midfielder number 13, Callie Cho. Senior midfielder number 14, Emily Hapgood. Senior midfielder number 16, Samantha Meacock. Junior midfielder number 23, Quinn Basewitz. And in net for the home team, it's the senior number 88, Aaron Langford. Swarthmore is assisted by Ainsley Rhodes, Kat DeLuca, and Whitney Harris, and is led by head coach Hannah Harris. Fans, at this time, we will present our national anthem. We would like to remind all fans that the Swarthmore College, the Centennial Conference, and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting participants and officials in a positive manner only. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments, or any other intimidating words or actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the venue. Consumption or possession of alcoholic beverages and tobacco products are prohibited. Artificial noisemakers, air horns, and electronic amplifiers are also not permitted this afternoon. Thank you for your cooperation.
All the preliminaries are done. We thank our man Josh Throckmorton behind the mic to my left. He gets to sit back and enjoy what should be a very, very fun contest. Again, these two teams met in the season finale just 3 days ago. The 17th ranked Haverford Fords upset on the home field by Swarthmore 2-1. Not only did that get Swarthmore into the Centennial Conference tournament, it helped them jump over Haverford as both come in with 6 and 4 marks in conference. But in field hockey, you play each other just once. And because of that, the head-to-head goes to the Garnet. And the Garnet will be in the garnet and white with gray trim. Meanwhile, the visitors from Haverford, the Road Whites, with the red numerals. In the goal to our right, Victoria Roth, 12-4-1, an 8.21 save percentage, giving up just under 0.9 goals per game. She has 6 shutouts on the season. Patrolling the cage to our left, Erin Langford, who has won her last 3, all of them needed for this spot. The senior goalkeeper comes in with a .96 goals against and a 7.69 save percentage. Center pass taken by Haverford, and they will attempt to create some pressure early, which they will as they get deep in. This will be Keishla Sanchez, who got into the circle, but played away by the Garnet. And now they will look to get out of trouble. Last that we joined each other, and there's a third-party obstruction. A little mistake there made, cutting through Grace Twitchell there for Swarthmore. Last time we met, ladies and gentlemen, it was against Dickinson. And Samantha Meacock with the game winner in a 1-0 win. And again, another important win for the Garnet just to get into this spot. Dickinson still made the postseason. They were already in. They got the 2 seed. They got the 3 seed. Ursinus, the 2 seed, and the top seed in the tournament. Undefeated in league for the 2nd year in a row. The Blue Jays of Johns Hopkins. Little change in the format for the Colonial Conference tournament. We'll touch on that as this game progresses. As Swarthmore, similar to what happened against Dickinson here at home, a little slow out of the gates trying to get out of their defensive half, but they managed to do so here with Deborah Kim. Kim will get fouled. The quick replay, but ball's got to be, well, doesn't have to come to a complete stop, but it sure better not be rolling as much as that one did. Drive there, slowed up by Haverford, and taken back by the person who slowed it up in the name of Olivia Arhart. Foul called, quick restart, and giving it right away is Swarthmore. The number to look for on offense is Ravenel Davis, senior attacking mini out of Richmond, Virginia. Started every game of this season, one of the best goal scorers in the nation. In fact, her 9 game-winning goals are also among the best in the nation. Nationally, she's 20th in goals per game and 34th in points per game at just over 2. As you can imagine, if you're one of the best in the nation, you're also one of the best in the conference. And she is in the top 3 in game-winning goals, shots, and goals in conference play. Again, she wears number 10 for the white and red of Haverford. As a hopping ball hits a body, it looked like. Play allowed to continue. Our officials on the field getting just as wet as the players today. Jennifer DeLuca, who will be the near side official working the table. Judy Yurkovsky is the woman running on the far side. They're decked out in all black today. Pink shirts, but I don't think they're going to come out today. It is barely 50 degrees here in Swarthmore, Pennsylvania. In another province region. About 3 miles away from I-95 south of Philadelphia. Beautiful area. As we stated before, this campus, a nice mix of modern and historic. Big drive and looking to get a runner there, and just a little too strong for Ravenel Davis to handle. Anna Kim really got into it. A local product, if you want to call, well, kind of central PA local, out of Enola, PA, East Pennsboro High School. The junior Anna Kim. There's also an Amy Kim on the Haverford squad. She wears number 5. She is a freshman sub, but despite the name, not related. Amy is out of Branchburg, New Jersey. We'll see if she gets any playing time. She's been in 14 games. So there's a good chance she could see a little bit of action here. Coming up on the 5-minute mark, gone by first quarter. We play 4 of them. Overtimes if necessary. no score, no shots on goal either. And again, the upset win over then-ranked 17th Haverford, a biggie for Swarthmore, not only to get in, but Victoria Roth, the senior goalkeeper out of Wilmette, Illinois, one of the toughest goalies to score on. 12th in the nation in goals against, 10th in the nation in save percentage. She stopped 2 of the 4 shots she saw in that 2-1 loss on October 30th. So a bit of a mischief night magic for Swarthmore. As the restart called here and apparently was not in position, so Swarthmore will have to do it again. Had to go 5 yards and then send in the circle, which they did, but it was smothered nicely there by Haverford. Haverford foul and will restart. Keishla Sanchez, senior out of Pennsauken, will try the left side. And they're trying these long passes here, Haverford. They worked well with the short ones early. That one, Sophia Mercado, the senior midi out of Wilton, Connecticut, misfiring. And Swarthmore will reset. And Swarthmore in the garnet and gray and white. Going left to right below us. Pass picked up there by Deborah Kim. So 3 Kims on the field, none of them related. Deborah out of North Wales, PA, sophomore midi. Good joust there at the top of the circle. Play allowed to continue on advantage, and then a foul called here on an obstruction there against Sanchez. Trying to find a way to get in the circle, and a misplay there on that reverse chip. I believe that was Quinn Basewitz trying that. Caught it with the wrong side of the stick, and then a long drive. If nothing else, at least this one will flip field position a little, as Haverford now a little bit on its heels. Subs coming in here for the Garnet. We'll see Jackie Crowley, number 1, along with number 17, Brooke Finlay. Crowley out of Brewster, New York, a sophomore. Finlay, Sudbury, Massachusetts product. Also a sophomore, a pair of new forwards coming in for head coach Hannah Harris in her 5th year, 46 and 42, 29 and 22. And that 29, the biggest one in conference wins, as it got the Garnet into their first playoff appearance in the Centennial Conference since 2000. They had won the conference really before playoffs started. Back 95 to 97, shared it a couple times there, but have not been back since. Meanwhile, Haverford, they last appeared in this in 2017, where they made the semifinals. Neither team playing in 2020. In fact, just about all fall teams in Division III did not play due to COVID issues. Division III is more about the academics and the athletics, and the money just not there. As a pass across and a shot wide on the far post. Great pass off the reverse chip. It was right there for the stick of Ravenel Davis, and something she has not done much of. She misfired. That would have been a big goal to open things up here with 6:40 left to play. And now back the other way. Here come the Garnet. Catherine Cohn out of Bethesda, Maryland. Weaves her way to the right wing. Fouled in the circle. She's going to draw the corner. First corner of the game. This one will go in favor of the Garnet. And we'll see what play they decide to set up here. Officially, that was a shot by Davis, but not on goal. We'll keep you track of that. Shot drive, that one, the right leg save of Ralph. And Swarthmore fails on their first corner. Foul called by our far side official, Judy Yurkowski. Gave it to Swarthmore, and then just an errant pass right there. Unforced error. And quickly up the right side, here comes Haverford. And there goes the tripping and falling there as bodies collide. Trying to catch a number. I think that was Dahlia Burkow on that far side that took a header. No foul. Two players ran into each other. Aerial lands cleanly. Officials say it's fine. Stolen back away by Finlay. Drive off a Haverford stick. Picked up, though, by Finlay, and then she ended up losing it. But a foul called on number 11, Caroline Channel, out of Hatfield, Massachusetts, a senior defenseman. Dancing with the ball, Sophia Hitchingham. And Hitchingham will commit a violation, and a big drive will send it back out near midfield where Swarthmore will collect. This will come to Samantha Meacock out of Carlisle, PA, and she misplays it. 2 game-winning goals for Samantha, and they were 2 of the biggest, as she got the only one against Dickinson, and she got the game winner against Haverford. And the drive mishit. A little help there by Grace Twitchell to pick it up, then she gets fouled, so a restart. Samantha flubbed that drive a little bit. Fortunately, had teammates there to help her out. Twitchell spin move, but lost it, and then Haverford. Haverford's been doing a lot of overpassing here today. Again, they started real well, but then after that initial push, everything's just been too hard and too wide so far, and that might be the product of a slick field here as it is raining. Gray and cloudy, as you would expect in November. And now either a deliberate foul or a deliberate clear is going to be called against Julie Post, senior defenseman for Haverford. And it will result in a second corner. If an official deems a deliberate foul was committed below the 25-yard line, even though it's not in the scoring circle, or if they deem that it was deliberately cleared over the end line by the defense, it can immediately be upgraded to a corner, as Chelsea Semper will insert to the top of the castle. Played around, drive, shot, goal! Martina Campbell.
Swarthmore goal scored by number 10, Martina Campbell.
Give the assist to Chelsea Semper. Her 6th, Campbell's 6th of the year. Semper's 7th assist. Campbell's 6th goal. Comes on a penalty corner and save that ball, because not too many get by Roth, and that one snuck through. So the drive by Campbell gives the Garnet an early 1-0 lead, and they're pushing for more. Pass across, looking for Fuselier. Stolen away. And then a foul on Swarthmore, trying to get it back. As Anna Bradley, who was checked in out of Carlsbad, California. Boy, she doesn't see too much of this weather out there. She restarted it for Haverford. Swarthmore, though, going the other way. Now a foul called here on Swarthmore. On Haverford. They get the restart. Gets knocked over the end line. This one not deliberate, so it's a 25-yard hit. Straight up from the spot it went out. It'll be taken by number 14, Emily Hapgood, the Halifax, Massachusetts senior. Pass looked like it was between the legs. It was an interesting-looking pass. Foul, though, on Haverford. Dodge, stick foul. And right now, Haverford wondering, what are we doing wrong here? And another foul called here, this one against Caroline Channel. She's looking back to the official, Jennifer DeLuca, saying, what am I doing wrong? Well, nothing there. She picked off that pass. And a foul with the stick from behind. This one on Grace Twitchell of Swarthmore. And a big hit and a foot race coming out to play in the circle. Smart play right there by Langford to get it. Burkow was winning that foot race on the far side, and it could have been a one-on-none for the Fords. And waiting just until it got in the circle to legally play it was Aaron Langford. Smart play. Lifted ball, dangerous. That one goes against Swarthmore. But then a fan on an attempt to send it into the circle by Olivia Earhart will now lead to another foul against the Fords. Under a minute to go here in what has been an interesting first quarter of action. Swarthmore on their heels for the first few minutes, but then it's been all Garnet. As Haverford trying to make a last-minute push here. And a great tackle right there by Keishla Sanchez. But a foul called here against Haverford. It was a beautiful tackle there to steal it away from Twitchell. Final 27. Restart coming up by Samantha Meacock. Lifted. Tipped on further by Deborah Kim. Picked up here by Garnet and pushed onto herself by Catherine Cohn. Cohn wins the foot race as she gets past post. Tries to drive in the circle. And it goes over the end line. And it'll be a 16-yard coming out for the Fords. But with 8 seconds left, not much more they're going to be able to do with it. 3, 2, 1. The horn will sound. And that'll do it for the first 15. And the hometown Garnet liking what they see so far. The defense solid enough. The offense puts points on the board as Martina Campbell gets her 6th, courtesy of the insert on the penalty corner by Chelsea Semper. And we have a 1-0 lead for the hometown and 4th-seeded Swarthmore Garnet over Haverford, the 5 seed. We'll step aside, get ready for quarter number 2 right here on the Garnet Sports Network. You are watching Centennial Conference field hockey action.
Fans, for your convenience.
On cue, the fans gearing up after the horn sounds to signal ready for play here in quarter number 2 at Swarthmore College. It's the Centennial Conference Field Hockey Tournament opening round game as the home team Swarthmore hosting Haverford, the 4 and the 5 seed, getting together. Daryl Dobis with you here. And again, this is a surprise matchup in some ways. Haverford according to the National Federation of Field Hockey Coaches, putting Haverford as number 17, but in today's poll, polls always come out on Tuesdays, they dropped down to 19 after that loss to Swarthmore. And again, that was a big one because not only did it put Garnet into the postseason because of the head-to-head and the team's tied at 6-4 in conference, it gave them the tiebreaker and gave them the home game. Speaking of home games, there's still one coming up after this. And no, it is not the ladies, as the men's soccer team will host an opening round game as well. That one following our contest here. I do not have the call for that one. I get to go home. It's an obstruction foul called there against Catherine Cohn of Swarthmore. And then a misplay as the ball kind of hops over the stick of Caroline Channel. Swarthmore with a break here. Again, Swarthmore in the garnet. Gray and white trim. They are going left to right below us here. Haverford in the road, white with the red numerals. Now the 19th ranked team in the nation. Ball driven into the circle. Looked like it hit a body. No call. And it leaks out into the neutral area where it's picked up by Haverford. Ravenel Davis right there to grab it. Davis, third in the nation with 17 goals. She has had a phenomenal season for the Fords. It's a long diagonal. Tracking it down will be Mercado for Haverford. And the foul called against the young lady that was chasing her, Deborah Kim. So Haverford will restart with about 2.5 gone here in quarter number 2. Ball pops up there off the stick of Ahart. Dangerous right there in the crowd. And a restart coming up for Swarthmore. And right away, Haverford thought it was a restart. They were just putting the ball into the spot it had to be at. Meacock, right side, passing the circle, deflected away. Good defense on that right wing. And then Meacock loses her stick, is dancing around. There goes Ahart. Ahart still looking for room. Nowhere to go. Surrounded by Garnet. Twitchell into the circle. Deflected over the end line, and they're going to say, though, a foul first on Swarthmore. I believe they got Catherine Cohn on that. Cohn had the tying goal as Haverford scored on a penalty stroke against Haverford, or Haverford scored on a penalty stroke, against Swarthmore on the 30th. And then Catherine Cohn's goal tied it up. Cohn, a freshman out of Bethesda, Maryland. Holton Arms School. Swarthmore trying to control it. Control tempo. Gets it to Meacock. Boy, a lot of ground being covered there by Zoe Despinis. Number 20 for Haverford. She raced from one sideline to the other and helped create that foul call. Ball swatted down. No one there to get it. And picking it up will be Twitchell. And then Twitchell. Pocket picked by Sanchez. Sanchez down the weak side. The offside. And a foul called here against Sanchez. To the delight of the Swarthmore faithful that have decided to brave this weather. Another foul called against Haverford. Sanchez will shadow Twitchell, but Twitchell will give it the sideline. And almost losing it out of the bounds there was Delaney Snowden. Snowden's pass, not a smart one, to the center of the field. Out it comes, drive, not quite caught cleanly by Twitchell. And a foul here against Swarthmore. Restart by Julie Post. Post, one of the captains on this squad. For Haverford, along with Davis and Channel. Haverford gets it down in deep on the left side, onto the stick of Despinis. Gets it into the circle, and with that will draw the corner after the stick foul by Chelsea Semper. Had the cutter and Ahart there. And Judy Yurkowski said, I got a foul here. And now for the first time in the contest, Haverford will have an opportunity on the penalty corner. Insert will come from Ravenel Davis. And she will head right to the post to look for a redirect. Caroline Channel up top, along with Delaney Snowden. The top of the circle, it's set up for her. She'll dance around. Split save there made by Langford. And then a foul called on Haverford. The reverse chip, a nice one. Aaron Langford, one better. The first shot for the Fords was a beauty. The save was even better. Langford is going to have to go toe-to-toe with her counterpart in the other net, Victoria Routh, who earned her second National Defensive Player of the Week award this past week, prior to the game with Swarthmore. Also getting Offensive Player of the Week honors. Who else but Ravenel Davis? Alexandra Kelleher stuck in a double team, able to draw the foul, the Wilmington, Delaware product. Ball driven in. Picked up, though, and restarted here by Haverford. Almost halfway through quarter number 2. It's a 1-0 lead for the hometown and fourth-seeded Swarthmore Garnet on the penalty corner with 3:45 left in the first. As Martina Kempel bounced one into the back of the cage past Victoria Routh after the insert by Chelsea Semper. Dodge on the far side, and right away that brings up the Haverford crowd. Haverford only a few miles away here from Swarthmore, so they've got their fair share of fans here. So the home game might sound like a neutral site game. And for the playoffs, why shouldn't it? Grace Fuselier, the freshman, Denver, Colorado, able to play it back. And she'll have to get it back and clears it to the right side for Grace Twitchell. Twitchell looking for some kind of pass down the sideline, will carry herself. Tried to flip it into the circle and then misplayed it into a foul. Ariel, good one, switch fields. Channel. Teammates carrying down the right side. Foul is called, and called against Haverford. Officials are taught the various signals as to what foul occurred: obstruction, stick interference, third-party obstruction, a push, whatever. As physical play right there coming from Dahlia Burkow. Meacock drawing the foul and will send it back to reset. But despite that, the play moves so fast, especially with the self-start rule, which has been in effect for a good handful of years. Play moves so fast, there's no time to really signal what the foul was. So it leaves people like me guessing. The only saving grace is that being an official myself, I can kind of take a guess as to what the foul is. And there, Jackie Crowley draws a stick foul. Sophomore from Brewster, New York, in her 17th contest of the year. Against Swarthmore, the home team, 12-5, 6-4 in the Centennial Conference. Haverford, 13-4, 6-4 also in the Centennial. Also 17th ranked, now 19th ranked. They were 17th right before they lost to Swarthmore on October 30th, and the loss knocked them down 2 notches. The winner gets Johns Hopkins. 2 years straight undefeated in conference play. This ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Haverford ball with 5 minutes left to go here. Scoreless second. Aerial into a bit of a crowd, and they're going to call that foul there against Haverford. Swarthmore will reset. Oh, and I've got to be careful on that pass. Dahlia Burkow was hanging back there and ready to just try to pick off something. Fortunately for Garnet, did not happen. And a near steal there by the aforementioned Burkow. Pass up, deflects off the stick of Mercado of Haverford. Teammates come to help out. And then Allison Cabell sees it hop over her stick. Turf is supposed to let it roll a little better. Usually it's more bouncy on grass fields, but it's got a little bit of a bounce here today. Clothier Field. While the turf itself is good, this is not one of those new state-of-the-art turfs that require watering pre-game. And the special balls that almost look like an oversized golf ball. This is a standard, if you will, turf field. As a steal, top of the circle. That one kicked away after the steal and shot by Heidi Van Horis, the senior from Pittsford, New York. Second save for Ralph. So again, this is not one of the new state-of-the-art turfs. There's a interference there by Swarthmore, and then a steal real quick by Meacock. So this ball playing just a little bit bouncy today, despite the wet conditions. Pushed into the circle, looked like it hit off a foot, no call. Then kicked back out by Haverford. Haverford really on its heels defensively here right now as a foul called against Swarthmore. Keeping the pressure on, not letting it get in their defensive half. And they've done a very good job here. Save for one rush that led to a corner for Haverford. Pass doesn't reach its destination. It's held up by a Swarthmore stick. Boy, great stick work and a great backhand pass right there to get it up the sideline by Cubell, who now will step out as she is subbed in for by Keishla Sanchez. Boy, Cubell, that was beautiful individual stick work right there, trapped on the sideline in a double team. But still, Haverford playing in its defensive half. Stolen by Van Horis. And Voris, excuse me. I get that name right. Coming up on the 2-minute mark. One shot apiece in this quarter. Good save by Ralph. Better save by Langford to keep it 1-0 in favor of the hometown Garnet. Late sub coming off here. It's going to be Twitchell who leaves. And replaced by Quinn Basewitz, the junior midi from Collingswood, New Jersey. 18 games for her, 16 starts. She has a game winner of her own against Cabrini back in late September. Right now, Swarthmore, not pinned in its own defensive 25, but a little pressure coming. And a hopping pass. Unable to play it, and then losing it was Mercado. Played, looked like it hit a body, but it went right under the stick of Deborah Kim, so play allowed to continue. And then a raised ball right there. Not intentional, but still dangerous by Basewitz, and they'll give it back to Haverford here on a restart by Sophia Mercado. And they will play it back. Good pressure, and you're still there by Cone. I understand switching fields here, but right now I think head coach Jackie Cox is trying to spread out this Swarthmore defense, and it seems to have worked to some extent, as losing it and getting it back is Haverford about 30 yards out. They will push into the circle. The pass, that one smothered on a nice play there by Semper. Semper then continues, but loses the ball to Rachel Marlin. And Marlin will restart under the 25 with 25 left. And she's got to get in the right spot, too. She's already lost about 10 seconds here just getting into the right spot. Marlin with it into the circle, pops up onto the stick of Davis. But a foul called here in the final seconds. And right now, Swarthmore will just take its time and let the final 5 run out. Swarthmore has controlled play here in quarter number 2. They gave up 1 rush, about 5 minutes left. Haverford could not convert. And then a little pressure there at the end of the quarter. But a foul ended that one, and Haverford will go into halftime trying to discuss what to do. There's Garnett's baseball field. That's not going to get any use until late March. That is midfield here at Clothier Field, where right now, through one half of play, it's the 4 seed, Swarthmore 1, the 5 seed, Haverford nothing. It's the first round of Centennial Conference field hockey tournament action, and you are watching it right here on the Garnet Sports Network.
I am so happy that I chose D3. My coaches and my teammates are always pushing me to reach new potential and to try new things.
You still get to be on a team and play at a very high competitive level, but it doesn't take over your entire life.
They really do want to see you do well in your sport, in the classroom, in life. What the Centennial Conference has to offer is unparalleled by anything else in the country.
How to know if you should reach out to a friend. Your friend might be
worried, sad,
grumpy, angry,
stressed, weird, rebellious,
anxious,
antisocial,
lonely,
sleeping less,
sleeping more,
eating less,
eating more.
Look, there are a lot of things to watch out for, but you know your friend best. So if they're not acting themselves, why not say something? Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org. Awkward.
Together, we are driven. 1, 2, 3. To motivate. To challenge. To lead. Every practice. Every play. Every day. Every season. 11 schools. Together in competition. We are the Centennial Conference.
Halftime winding down here at Clothier Field on the campus of Swarthmore College. The last field hockey game to be played here this season, and so far so good for the host Garnet of Swarthmore, as the 4 seed leads the 5 seed Haverford by a score of 1-0. We mentioned that Daryl Dobus with you here, by the way, on the Garnet Sports Network. We mentioned that there's been a slight change to the playoff structure here, the tournament structure, as you hear the cheers in the background from the Ford Faithful. That should be a new car, the Ford Faithful. But the Ford's Faithful cheering on their ladies here as they come back from halftime. But the way the Centennial Conference does it, it's kind of neat. It's not all at the seed. Only 5 teams make the postseason. 4 and 5 play off to see who moves on to the Final Four. Well, Centennial decides that they're going to have a Final Four format. And they're going to play the 4 teams at the top seed site. In this case, it is national number 2, Johns Hopkins. Problem: Johns Hopkins is not only good at field hockey, they're also very good at soccer and at women's soccer. Pretty good at baseball too, but that's another time. Still, because they are good in all 3 sports, they are also hosting for all 3 sports. So, in a smart move by the powers that be, they have decided to make a small adjustment as the cheers get a little louder as the Garnet come onto the field after leaving the locker room. So on November 5, it will be semifinal action at the higher seeds site. So Ursinus and Dickinson will play at Ursinus. Ursinus is the number 2 seed. The winner of this game goes to top seed Johns Hopkins. The final game will still be held at Johns Hopkins, even if Johns Hopkins isn't in it. And that'll be on November the 6th. And the winner of that is guaranteed a spot in the NCAA tournament. You would think as a second-ranked seed, even if they don't win, that Johns Hopkins would get in. But there are a ton more Division III schools than there are Division I and II for their tournaments. And you have to be very lucky to get an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament, just about any sport, in Division III. But being ranked number 2 nationally, Johns Hopkins is set up pretty good. As for the rest, it's probably winning in, although Ursinus is the 13th ranked team in the nation. Haverford, as we mentioned, was 17 before their upset loss on October 30th to the same Garnet squad. If you're just joining us, Haverford going left to right below us here. Swarthmore started the third quarter. Swarthmore in the garnet gray and white, Haverford in the road white with the red trim. As a mishandle the pass there, Grace Fuselier. Bit of a mistake. Clear, good stop right there by Ahart. Ahart down the right side. Jab tackle from Hapgood trying to slow her down. Works after she gets some help. And a foul will be called here, obstruction call, inadvertent, but still on Ravenel Davis. Leading scorer, actually third leading scorer in the nation. There's a pass a little bit out of the reach there of the other number 10, Martina Campbell. She's the reason why it's a 1-0 lead here for the Garnet after her penalty corner. But Davis not only held in that 2-1 loss to Swarthmore without a goal, she was held without a shot. Which is amazing that they marked her so well. Delaney Snowden had the goal on a penalty stroke and all 3 shot opportunities for the Fords. As a pass out of the reach. Over the end line, a 16 coming out, and there's that speed of Ravenel Davis as they try to find her. And letting it go was Aaron Langford. Good steal on a tackle on the far side by Mercado. By the way, those of you following on the Garnet Sports Network, it is men's soccer coming up at 7, roughly an hour after the conclusion of our game, as Swarthmore, the 4 seed, will take on 5th seeded Gettysburg. And the Bullets. That'll be men's soccer under the lights here in Swarthmore. And a 25-yarder coming up here on a good transition change for the Garnet. Grace Fuselier will do the duty of the self-start. Got to go 5. Touch there by a defensive stick, and then a foul by an offensive stick there on Swarthmore. Good spin to get free there by Mercado, at least briefly. Works her way into a foul. No foul call. Defensive, good play there by Deborah Kim. But her pass cut off. Sophomore midi out of North Wales, PA. Her Knights for North Penn High School. One of the best teams in the state of Pennsylvania. Having themselves a great season. Looking to advance to state competition. In fact, I believe they have. There's an obstruction foul called against Swarthmore. Drive, hops up. Looked like it might have hit a body, no call. Fans below me want one, they're not getting it. It looked like it hit Emily Hapgood. Great steal, Basewitz had her pocket picked there by Davis. Davis double teamed, and then Davis gets called for the foul. Things don't stand still very long here in field hockey, and the quick restart stolen away, but again, Swarthmore with it. If it comes down to it, you can pull the goalie. It's a newer rule allowed here in NCAA. Can't do it in high school. But you are allowed to pull the goalie for an 11th attacker, basically, an 11th field player. Goalies are not allowed to kick outside the circle, and they're not allowed to play the ball at all outside the 25. So the extra player tends to be helpful when you're down a goal or 2. A little air dribble trying to get free on the sideline, and they're going to say touch last by Haverford. Looks like it's just outside the 25. So she'll be allowed to drive it. Will Emily Hapgood. Inside the 25, it's got to go 5 yards or touch a defensive stick before you can do it. Hapgood will send it to the circle. Finds a Haverford stick. Stolen away. An obstruction call made there against Rachel Martin. Quick restart. In the circle. Pass comes across the zone. In front. Sliding save. Rebound. Goal! Victoria Routh with an outstanding first save, and on the rebound, it's pounded home. And against one of the nation's best, the Garnet have a 2-0 lead. Catherine Cohn had one a game ago against the Fords, and she's got another one on the putback. That is a massive goal. Falling down after the initial shot. Great pass across. Brilliant save by Routh. But no one there to help clean up the mess except for number 9, Catherine Cohn, who picks up goal number 7 on the year. And an uplifting second goal for Swarthmore. And a panic-inducing one for Haverford. Both teams average just a shade over 2 goals per game. The goals against are nearly identical at under 1. But 2 have snuck by the defending defensive player in Division III in Victoria Routh. As Swarthmore trying to make its first playoff appearance in 21 years, a memorable one, and so far they have. Foul called, restart coming up. Ravenel Davis triple teamed on that right side, looking for help. No one there coming to her. Finally has to drop it back off where it's smacked in by Channel. Punched out by Swarthmore and then ripped back in there by Davis. And an interesting call here is heading to the post was Rachel Martin. Looks like she had a shot on goal. But the near side official, Jennifer DeLuca, thinking that advantage was lost. And I believe the foul was on Chelsea Semper. But if nothing else, with 7 minutes left here in quarter number 3. A chance at a penalty corner. It'll be the second opportunity for Haverford. They had one late in quarter number 2. Comes to the outside. Looking for Davis. It gets there. It's poked out. And it's poked into the feet of Davis. The advancing call made. Corner denied. Swarthmore dodges another bullet. The obvious coaching yell below me. Get some pressure in there. I think they know that. Obstruction foul called there against number 21, Elizabeth Zack. Freshman out of Sewickley, PA. Leads to a chance and a shot, and it goes wide. Bodies diving everywhere. I believe it was pushed on by Davis. But it goes wide, is out to challenge it, but not getting a piece of it was Aaron Langford. Langford has played the last 3 games prior to today. Victoria Kimmel has played every one save for 3 during the season, but from what I was told against Dickinson, she is nursing an injury. The outstanding freshman keeper out of Wayne, PA. And not too far away, Villa Maria Academy. One of the better 2A programs in Pennsylvania, the Hurricanes. Outstanding field hockey played there in the Catholic Academies League and in the state. Advantage given here on a foul call. Davis allowed to play on, and then it's over the sideline. Davis will restart. But Kimmel, as a shot comes across, another one, and now a stoppage, and I believe we've got a penalty stroke. or we have a card. We have a green card for a push here. It will stop the clock with 5:12. And it'll be a corner, not a penalty stroke. The foul will go against Samantha Meacock. And again, with 5:12 left, and it will lead to a corner. So 2 minutes, Haverford will get the play, a man up. Cross the pass goes to Ahart. Then back to the left wing. It's punched forward, and the corner will be restarted after a foul on Swarthmore. So corner number 2 doesn't work, but 3 comes up. NCAA scoring, even though that corner never ended and went to another corner, they will count this as a new corner. Strange scoring. It'll be their 4th opportunity on a corner. Pass stays inside. Still on for a corner. Shot comes across. The pass goes wide. Looking for a pass and a redirect there was Caroline Channel. Could not find it. 2 straight misses there. 0 for 3 in the quarter for the Fords. 0 for 4 for the game. Good tackle. Foul called here on Campbell after the brilliant tackle right there on the lifted ball by Caroline Channel. And now Haverford putting on the pressure. And here comes the turf. Bodies flying. Sticks getting lost in the water. Rain has subsided a bit, but the turf's still a little slick. Mercado lost it. Bodies up, a Garnet player. Foul called against the Fords with 4:05 to go. Another obstruction foul there called. Deborah Kim will look for a restart. Tries the right side. Goes off the stick of Twitchell. Junior out of Glen Ridge, New Jersey. Subs getting ready to check in here for both sides. Heidi Van Voorhees. Senior getting ready to check in, number 8 for Swarthmore. Meanwhile, number 20, Zoe Despinis. Out of Barrington, Rhode Island, the freshman. Looking to check in here for head coach Jackie Cox in her 12th season with the Fords. Picked up her 100th win in 2019. She sits 118-80. She has made 7 tournaments in her time here with Haverford. Was the runner-up in 2010 and 2012. School record 14 wins in a season both times. For Jackie Cox, she's the program's winningest coach in the school's history. Good stop of a drive right there by Mercado. And her pass goes wide, but they're going to say touched by a Swarthmore player with 2:35 to go. Running clock in this sport, unless the officials need to stop it for any reason. Fast moving, as with it now is Despinis. She has it knocked off her stick, so last touch by Swarthmore. Replay coming up here. Swarthmore owns this series 27-22-1. And one tie was at Haverford in 1981. The record between these teams here at Clothier Field is 10-10. Even though Swarthmore has the series record as a foul call against Haverford, quick restart by Van Voorhees. As a stick here for Haverford goes flying now. That's what happens when it gets wet out. Any little bump and sticks start to go. Steal by Fuselier. Foul called, quick restart. Kim. Left side, good dodge. Better tackle right there. I believe that was Channel. Drive, another block there by Channel. I'm going to say that hit her body instead. Quick restart for Basewitz. And Swarthmore. And it gets shunted there by the stick of Despinis. Then stolen back the other way with 1 minute to go. The right side. Pass comes up top. Kim tries to save it. Picked up and dribbled. Not out of trouble, though, by Haverford. As Kim, though, good job to stop it. Haverford has had the better of this series in the recent years. They won in 2019 at their home field, and they had won 13 of the previous 14 meetings with the Garnet. As a corner will be called here. Great individual effort by Van Voorhees. And the foul whistled, I believe that is Channel. With 26 seconds left. The lone win by Swarthmore before the last game of this season was back in 2018, 3-2, and it was right here on this field. Insert upcoming from Semper. This worked once before. Will it work again? Cross it comes, swept on the ground, tackled. And a stick foul coming up first. Great job by Channel. So it never got in on goal. Restart. And a flub drive right there by Anna Bradley. Trying to smack it into the circle from long distance was Basewitz. It'll never get there. But it won't matter. Swarthmore on a great second effort by Catherine Cohn, the freshman from Bethesda, Maryland, to beat Victoria Routh, has given the 4-seed Garnet, non-ranked nationally, a 2-0 lead over the 19th nationally ranked Haverford Fords, and just 15 minutes away from maybe upending the Fords on back-to-back games within the last 4 days. Will they do it? 15 minutes to find out. Back in 2 after these words. You're watching Centennial Conference Field Hockey Playoff action here on the Garnet Sports Network. You hear the visiting fans cheering, "Let's go White," trying to inspire their Haverford Fords on the road. Now 2 goals down and seeing an abrupt end to its season. Swarthmore, who has only faced Haverford twice in a year, a handful of times. First time they ever did it was their first ever meeting back in 1980. At Haverford, a 2-0 win. They won the second one the same year at home, 1-0. Well, they won 2-1 at Haverford, trying to complete the impressive double against the 19th ranked team in the nation. Up the right side, Deborah Kim. Kim double team near the end line. Sent into the circle over the end line. It was touched last by Stick. I believe it was Mercado. It'll be Swarthmore to start from that 25-yard line, that yellow line you see at the right of your screen. And there's the insert. Comes near the top of the circle. It got to the circle before touching anything. And that's a violation of the 5-yard rule there and a restart, but a mistake immediately on the pass there, too far out of the reach of teammates by Haverford. Again, back on the 25 right there, you see that intersection between the sideline and end line. It's got to be touched 5 yards away. It has been by Swarthmore. And into the circle, and a good call right there by Judy Yurkovsky as Grace Twitchell tried to blow through a tackle there and push the defender. It does not work. Now an obstruction call there is again trying to fight through a tackle. Was Olivia Ahart. Fans want a foul because she hit the ground, but she hit the ground because it was a good tackle. Now foul against Swarthmore. Just because a player hits the ground, in that particular case, Ahart tried to go through a double team, was tackled brilliantly, and the strength of the tackle stopped her dead in her tracks, and the momentum then threw her forward. But fans don't realize that. That's why if you're listening here on Centennial Conference Television and the Garnet Sports Network, I'm here to explain it to you. Daryl Dobus with you again. Field hockey official non-extraordinaire. Motor mouth extraordinaire. Glad to be in a press box today. Chilly as the temperature dips below 50 here on a damp, cloudy night in southeastern Pennsylvania. Except for a couple pushes, it has been all Swarthmore, who is riding a 3-game winning streak. We had mentioned earlier Victoria Kimmel, the outstanding freshman goalie out of Wayne, PA. She has had the majority of the starts, 8-3 coming into the season. Anchored Villa Maria's high school 2A semifinal team in 2019. Villa Maria has put forth some outstanding field hockey players, but from what I was told against Dickinson 3 games ago, she is sidelined with an injury. Aaron Langford, who came into that Dickinson game, there's a foul here calling against Swarthmore, came in with a 1-2 record. The Pocomoke senior thrown into Dickinson in a must-win game against what is now the 3rd-ranked team in the conference. Gets that win, gets 2 more, including Haverford on October the 30th. Trying to do it again here on November the 2nd. And so far, so good, as she has 2 saves out of the 5 shots that have been attempted. 2 have gone on goal, and she has stopped them both. Julie Post trying to work the outside. Check that. That's number 11. That's Caroline Channel. Gets fouled. Driving to the circle. Smothered. Driving it. Campbell. Foul called trying to stop it there by Haverford. Actually, I thought they were pointing there in favor of Swarthmore. Now they'll get the foul there as a stick foul called against the Fords on Olivia Ahart. I thought initially the official had pointed in the direction of Swarthmore. Apparently did not. Swarthmore trying to see if they can milk an extra second or 2 off this hometown clock. Ball stolen, and the passing has just not been there. As I think lifting her stick too soon was Ravenel Davis. Rachel Marlin's pass looked pretty good. Raised ball in the air, considered dangerous. 2 is a crowd. 1 is fine, 2 is a party, and you can't crash the party. As my friend and fellow official Kathy Lonergan used to say. Still does. Foul called on a rush up there by Brooke Finlay, number 17. Restart here for the Garnet, and out of the reach of Finlay. Pass too far from Sophia Hitchingham. Freshman out of nearby Yardley in Lower Bucks County. She's a Falcon. Pennsbury High School. My alma mater back in 1986. In fact, every family member of mine dating back to 1958. Shows you how old I am. Graduates of Pennsbury. Not so happy with the football team, though. For the first time, I think, ever, they went winless losing to rival Neshaminy yesterday, 17-16. Drive into the circle, deflected in towards goal. Stops short. Second one, that pops up in the air off of a Swarthmore stick. And because it was raised and dangerous, it'll be a Haverford corner with 9:08 to play. Haverford really needs a goal here, badly. As the sands in the hourglass running out. Dahlia Burkow out of Port Washington, New York, the junior to insert. Up top, the drive, shot, deflected wide. And I believe getting a piece of that was Langford. That would be her third save. But again, Haverford falls short on a corner, their fifth. Foul called against Swarthmore. Restart right around the 21-yard line, that broken circle you see. They'll bring it out, drive it in. And a foul called here and a strong whistle coming up there from Jennifer DeLuca. Didn't like that foul by Olivia Ahart. Junior out of Bishop Eustis Prep High School. Pretty good field hockey played there at Eustis. As you can imagine, all these schools, you're playing college, odds are, and you're playing on a team that's won or in postseason play, Division 1, 2, or 3, chances are where you played had pretty good field hockey. Drive smothered by a pair of Swarthmore sticks. Foul, though, called here. Looks like a dangerous play called against Swarthmore. 7:47 running clock. Ball was put down on the sideline. They say, Keishla, move it up. They do, but she gives it right away. Jackie Crowley with the steal. Just getting it out of harm's way right now. Ford's, though, able to track it down. Swarthmore has done a very nice job not allowing the ball to stay in their defensive 25 too long. They have really marked well and cut off passing angles, and they do so right there. As Finlay, the foul on Haverford as we near the 7-minute mark. Tell you what, I've been more than blessed here to see some really good field hockey over the last, well, entire year really, but the last couple weeks in particular. Got to do St. Joe's and Ohio State. That was a 12-24 matchup. At St. Joe's in Delaware, that was a 12-23 matchup. Got to see Swarthmore against Dickinson in a fine 1-0 game. Watching Swarthmore play a beautiful defensive game here today against the 19th ranked team in Division 3, Haverford. And this weekend I get the A10 tournament being held over at St. Joe's. As if you're not heading over to Johns Hopkins to watch Swarthmore or Haverford play, you want to see some great action over at St. Joe's. St. Joe's will take on Richmond at 11. It'll be 15th ranked UMass taking on defending A10 tournament champ Virginia Commonwealth at 2. And the winners will face off on the 6th. Obviously that conflicts with the Centennial Conference, so you know what? You can come, if you're not going to the final, watch it on your tablet, watch it on your iPhone. Come to St. Joe's and watch some more great tournament hockey. If you can't do that, watch it on ESPN Plus. You won't see me, fortunately, but you will hear me. And right now, it looks like Swarthmore is going to be the team that's going to be at Johns Hopkins on the 5th. As with 5 minutes left, near steal in the circle. That's dangerous play, is really coming up and defending is Haverford. They're pressing the defense all the way into their offensive 25. Callie Cho tried to do something there magical, couldn't. Stolen away by Ahart. And then a steal there and a foul against Haverford, but a bad pass right away. Nice dodge, a second nice dodge there by Haverford's Sanchez. Into the circle, backhand, smothered. Second one, diving for it is Langford. Ball still loose, hasn't cleared the end line yet. Across it goes through the goal mouth, shot. That looked like it hit a body, it did. And a break for Swarthmore. It looked like it went into the body of Chelsea Semper, but Semper was in front of the goalkeeper. That had an opportunity maybe to go in. And if a player stops the ball behind a keeper with her body and a chance for the ball to go into the cage, it becomes a penalty stroke. But Jennifer DeLuca right on it. Says just a corner. It's the 6th for the Fords. To the right corner goes. A drive. That one kicked away by Langford. Onto the stick of a teammate. Cleared out. Corner over. 0 for 6. And a foul here called against Swarthmore with 4 minutes left. Pass forced out and then stolen away by Swarthmore. Great job there by Cone. Cone, who has the second goal of the game for Swarthmore on a great individual effort in front of Victoria Routh. Has made this a real pressure moment here for the Fords as Marlin sends it too far for her teammates. And you got to wonder at some point if Jackie Cox is going to pull Victoria Routh. Under 3.5 to play. Down 2 in a win-or-go-home game. Ball stolen, deflected high there. Dangerous play by Sophia Hitchingham. So the Fords get it back. Fouled again was Marlin. Marlin will replay, but did not play it where it was supposed to be. This is the toughest thing with that new rule. If you're not playing in a specific spot, you can lose a lot of time. If you're winning, it's a great thing. If you're losing, though, it hurts. Good move to keep it free by Mercado. Sanchez gives it up into the circle, goes wide, and it's a 16. The fans are cheering, but the players on the field know it was not touched. The pass originated outside of the circle. It has to be touched inside by an offensive stick. And the official on the spot says no. And not a single argument from a player from Haverford. That could have been a monumental goal for Haverford to get back into this game, but with 2 minutes left, they are 70 yards away from their own goal and down 2. Dahlia Burkow waving to get her teammate in so she can sub in for Haverford. The spin is fouled. Quick restart. And deflected high, dangerous there by Haverford. Heidi Van Voorhees ready to check in too in the final minute and a half for Swarthmore. Might not be necessary. Near steal by Davis. Held up by Hapgood. Picked back off by Hitchingham as they look to kill clock through the Garnet. Pass stolen. Great job by Marlin to work that right side. She has really stopped some passes. But with 70 seconds left, it is going to be all over. But the shouting here is quickly in. Here comes Van Voorhees. She replaced Hitchingham. Some defensive legs here in the final minute. Stick foul here called against the Fords. And right now the Garnet can sense it. Haverford, which looked to be at least a 4 seed in the tournament, dropped to a 5, having to hit the road after losing to Swarthmore. off to a good start in the first 5 minutes, but after that, Swarthmore has been locked down. Tight defensively as they dribble out the clock. It's touched last there by Haverford on the sideline with 15 left. Restart by Campbell, who right now has the game-winning goal if it stays this way. Dribbling in the corner. Just killing time with 4. With 3, the foul called against the Fords. It doesn't matter. And for the first playoff appearance in 21 years, Swarthmore will keep it going.
That'll do it from Clothier Field Stadium as Swarthmore College advances to the second round of the
Swarthmore upset number 17 Haverford to get into the postseason and earn a home game. They turn around and again upset number 5 seed and 19th nationally ranked Haverford on their home field. This one by a shutout. Aaron Langford turns aside. 4 shots on goal. And outduels one of the best goalkeepers in the nation in Victoria Ralph. An unbelievable defensive effort by the Garnet, as Langford will pick up her 3rd shutout of the season, and on back-to-back games within a week has taken care of nationally ranked Haverford. And November 5 will see a wave of Garnet in Maryland as they will head to Johns Hopkins to take on the top seed and 2-year conference unbeaten Blue Jays and the number 2 ranked team in the nation. A fine season by Haverford. It will end here at 13-5. And the 19th ranking probably not good enough to get an at-large bid, but Swarthmore still with a shot on a 4-game win streak, riding a high. Our final from Clothier Field on the campus of Swarthmore College in the 4-5 opening round Centennial Conference Field Hockey Tournament first round. Swarthmore 2, Haverford nothing. Haverford will be home and we'll get to watch Swarthmore play Johns Hopkins. And on the 5th, it'll be Ursinus hosting Dickinson. Fans, this is our final broadcast here from Clothier Field. We hope you stick around. Coming up a little bit later, about an hour from now, it will be men's soccer as 4th-ranked Swarthmore hosts the 5th seed in Gettysburg in the opening round of the men's soccer tournament in the Centennial Conference. Our final, again, you see it on the board. Swarthmore with the upset win despite being the higher seed, 2-0 over Haverford. For everyone associated here with the Garnet Sports Network here on Centennial Conference TV, I am Daryl Dobis saying thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of the playoffs. Stay safe. Have a great holiday. Remember, folks, basketball also right around the corner. Have a good night, everybody.